Greetings YouTube, welcome back to the Maiden channel. I am Marcus, bringing you another video for Cardfight Vanguard Overdress. In this video, we will be going through the poster boy for DBT02, that is the support card for Nirvana. When I say support card for Nirvana, I actually meant Trickstar. In this BT02 for Dragon Empire Vairina, the whole overdress mechanic including Vairina Erger requires you to have Trickstar on the field. Let's get into the support cards that we have and we'll see how broken it is for DBT02. First off, we have Maiden Aruna. Continuous rearguard circle. During the battle, this unit boosted a grade 0. This unit gets 5k power. So your offensive support right here. She is an excellent booster for Trickstar when you of course attack with Trickstar. She will make a 18k column together with Trickstar, which will kind of force a 10k shield from your opponent. 10k shield at the moment is very hard to throw out because that's basically mean two-hand card. You will always want to attack with your Trickstar first, and Aruna is the perfect booster for Trickstar since it helps Trickstar hit for magical number. Of course, the 18k does not include the persona, right? If you include the persona, right, the whole column will be at 28k. This is one of the key pieces card that actually helps you deal the maximum amount of damage to your opponent. If you don't draw into this card, it's still fine. But then do remember that Trickstar will be hitting like 5k or maybe 15k. Not as big as when you have Aruna as the booster. Next up, we have Maiden Zara. Continuous rearguard circle. During your turn, if Maiden Ryu or Maiden Reno is on your Vanguard or rearguard, this unit gets 5k power. So yeah, this card is a little weird because yeah, she does allows you to be quite aggressive since when you place her down, she's gonna be a 11k attacker or booster if you have of course Ryu and Reno, meaning the grade 1 and grade 2 right targets. Her value tends to fall off, I would say, as soon as you write Ryu, but she can be a very nice booster for your Trickstar play as well as any other cards when you write into your grade 2 and start overdressing Trickstar or Vairinas. But I don't think you would really want to run more of this unit because if you even run one copy of this unit, it means that you will need to run multiple copies of Ryu as well as Reno, which is not the best card in the deck except for the right targets, and they are basically a waste of space because you have a lot more other cards that actually do much more stuff than Ryu and Reno on the rearguard. So yeah, with the exception of Ryu, the grade 2, together with this unit, Ryu will be hitting for 23k, which is not bad, but all the other Vairina actually do a much better job than having these two cards on the field. Next, we have the Blitz Order. Prayer that will reach someday. Interesting name. You play this card by paying 1 Soul Blast. If you have a overdressed rearguard, you can choose one of your unit and it gives 50k power until the end of that battle. So basically this is a 15k shield that requires you to have a overdressed rearguard, meaning any of the Vairinas. You don't necessarily have to overdress on top of Trickstar because it only states if you have a rearguard with the overdress ability, which is most of the Vairinas. The soul cost might be a little bit heavy because of Erger. Erger is the one that actually eats up most of the soul for this deck. This card is basically useless if you go against a retire heavy opponent or prison, meaning that if all of your overdress unit got retired, this card is basically a useless card. It won't gain any shield, it won't do anything but be a dead card in your hand. So something to keep in mind if you do choose to run this card. Next, we have Armored Dragon Mountcannon. Auto, front row rearguard. When your grade 0 unit attacks, this unit and the unit that attack get 5k power until the end of turn. Yeah, so this is one of the offensive support. He powers up mainly the Trickstar and himself. So meaning that together with Aruna, Trickstar will be hitting for 23k, which means it will require your opponent to throw a 15k shield, and he himself will be at 13k. However, my slight critic for this card is that the power gain for both himself as well as Trickstar does not really justify running this card in the whole deck. Why? Because together with Aruna, Trickstar will be hitting at 18k, meaning that your opponent will require to throw a 10k shield, but sometimes 10k shield is very hard to throw. So you might as well just throw a 15k shield, which is one card from the hand. If you run this card and put it in the front row rearguard, it means that the whole Trickstar column is gonna hit for 23k, which is also a 15k shield. So it does not really let you gain anything, or it does not really like force your opponent to throw an extra hand or something. So it does not really do much at all, honestly speaking. Well, yes, he himself might gain a 13k, but the problem here is that he does not have the overdress ability. So you're better off throwing down a Valiente that does not overdress, or a regular Vairina will be hitting much more power than this card. So yeah, I don't think you should really run this card. Next, we have a normal order card, Horn of Blessing. This is such a nice art. You basically discard a overdressed unit from your hand and then you draw 2 cards. So yeah, utility support. This card is very, very nice in my opinion. You basically exchange something that might be dead in your hand. Of course, you don't want to discard the Erger in your hand. You can always discard regular Vairina to draw extra 2 cards. It is a very effective way of getting out of your brick hand. And what's more, it does not cost you Counterblast 1 or Soul Blast 1, which is very, very great. But you will come into an issue of not having enough space to run your Vairinas. Next, we have Blaze Maiden Tanya. She has 2 skill. Surprisingly, for a rare. Auto, when this unit is placed on rearguard circle, Counterblast 1, choose a grade 0 card from your drop and call it to rearguard circle. Second skill, Auto, rearguard, when this unit attacks, Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your grade 0 and it gets 5k power until the end of turn. Yeah, so this one is both a utility as well as offensive support. To me, right, this card just screams Superior Calling Trickstar from the drop zone to basically rush your opponent. She is also able to extend the amount of attacks that you might potentially have, but then it does requires you to pay a hefty cost of 1 Counterblast to get a grade 0 on the field. Let's say you have 2 Ergers in the hand. You can only call 1 Trickstar from the drop zone by using Nirvana skill. So if you do not have any Trickstar in your hand, you can call her out and Superior Call another Trickstar from the drop zone so that you are able to attack a total of 5 times, since after both Trickstar attacks, you will be able to overdress Erger on top of those Trickstar. But then it's gonna cost you a lot because you're gonna have to use 1 Counterblast as well as 4 Soul Blasts. But of course, the Counterblast does not really mean much because Erger does come to charge. This is a really good card to tag in, but should not be prioritized because of the whole value that she brings. You do not really want her to be in the front row attacking the opponent because you have your Vairina stuff. And also, space issue. Next, we have the card that was previously introduced in the Dragoning Overlord video. Stealth Dragon Togachirashi. He basically goes into the soul when you discard. This is your only way of soul charging. Well, there is another card which is Mirin. He is a very good card and is almost certainly a stapler card that should be run in every Vairina deck because you have a lot of discarding cards as a cost. You discard when you want to ride from the right deck. You discard by using Nirvana skill to call a Trickstar back. By using this card to discard, you're able to get the much needed soul to fuel Vairina's multi-attack. Next, we have the double R, Blaze Fist Monk Damari. Auto rearguard. At the end of the battle that this unit attacks, Counterblast 1, Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's front row rearguard, retire it, and if your Vanguard is Chakra Bark, Divine Dragon, Nirvana, choose up to 1 grade 0 from your drop zone and call it to the rearguard circle. This card is also one of the combo extending card pieces that you may or may not run in the Vairina deck. He allows you to have 1 more attack off the regular combo, which is you call Trickstar, and then after Trickstar attacks, you're able to overdress Erger on top. With this card, you're able to extend 1 more attack, meaning that you call this card. After he attacks, you call Trickstar, and then after Trickstar attack, you overdress Erger on top of Trickstar. But the problem here is that he costs 1 Counterblast and 1 Soul Blast. So if you do run this card in your deck, if you want to like have a 7 attack combo by using this card, you could, but the amount of card pieces that you need is quite absurd because you don't really superior call. The whole total combo that you can do with this card is that you attack with the first Damari, you superior call Trickstar on top of it. You attack with the other Damari, you superior call the second Trickstar on top of it. After that, you're able to choose whichever Trickstar you want to attack. You can attack with the left one and then overdress Erger on top of it. Next, you will attack with the other Trickstar and then overdress Erger on top of it, which is quite deadly if you ask me, and it's gonna result you with a total of 7 attacks. But the total cost for this combo is you will need 2 Counterblasts for Damari, and you will need a total of 6 souls in order to do the whole combo, which is insane, and I don't think you will have that many soul to pull off the whole combo. All in all, I do not think you would really need to stress running this card, because first of all, you have a space issue, and second of all, you are going to face a kind of a resource management issue. Retire is a plus, but not really the main attraction of this card. Next, of course, the main star himself, Vairina Erger. Of course, he does have the overdress ability, and of course, it's only on Trickstar. He has 2 skills. Auto in the hand. At the end of the battle, your Trickstar attack a Vanguard. If your Vanguard is Chakrabrati, Divine Dragon, Nirvana, Soul Blast 2, overdress this card on your Trickstar on rearguard as stand and countercharge 1. Second skill, continuous rearguard and guardian circle. If this unit is in overdress state, this unit gets power plus 10 and shield plus 10, active on opponent's turn 2. So yeah, this is the perfect combination of both, or troph? Is that how you say tree? I don't know. Utility, offensive, and defensive support. It's insane. This card is insane. He himself is going to be the Blaster Blade for Nirvana. This card will definitely be a stapler until the end of time, unless of course a power creep version of Vairina Erger has been introduced. I don't think this card will go anywhere. This card single-handedly introduced more attacks for the whole Nirvana slash Vairina deck. You're able to attack for up to 7 times as previously mentioned. The power for Vairina Erger is disgusting. Those 10Ks actually stacks like a lot. It's insane how much power Vairinas can get. It's insane. Overall, this card, it's a 10 out of 10 in my opinion. So yeah, it's so good. And that is all for this video. Do let me know down in the comment section on what do you think for Vairina as a whole. Me personally, after fighting Vairina, yeah, this is basically one of the best deck alongside Bastion as well as Bruce. And probably will stay that way because BT03, we have Vairina Expector. Do like and subscribe if you like this video. Also, do remember to ring the bell notification icon so that you don't miss a video I upload. With that being said, I'll see you all on the field.